was one of the first interested in guitars. And he was a guitar player and guitar maker all his life, right up to the time he died. But he was unhappy with the sound because it was squeezed in and had the high-pitched sound. This is feathery high-pitched based on your violin, mandolin sound. Now, at the time this was made, my father and his friends, there was no breakdown in language. So they just imitated what they thought the Portuguese was using. And they made the first ones out of construction lumber. You don't get any sound out of construction lumber. And you don't give this to your friends to play because they can tell you, turn around and tell you, this is a bunch of junk. It bothered my father that the first thing he ever made was a piece of junk. It really bothered him all his life. And he used that word vociferously, especially when talking to my brother when we were doing wrong. So, now, the language broke down with we had a composite language developed called Pidgin. It took words from the different languages, put it together with Hawaiian and English, so we could understand. They could put different. My father would take us to the campus and he would talk to anybody, and everybody would understand him because he was using Pidgin. Well, we developed. We became very popular. There's been books written about Pidgin. Now, when we went to college, my brother and I, 65 years ago, everybody from Hawaii spoke Pidgin in college. It was a foreign language, so it was okay. We didn't want them to find out what we were talking about anyway. I started working with my father. I'll show you a picture of him when I was 4 years of age. He wanted me to work earlier, but my mother wouldn't let me. Okay, so way of life, lots of jobs. Everybody had something. Your father had a grocery store. You were expected to restock the shelves after school. Today they pay somebody to do it. The bakeries, the kids had to get up 3 o'clock in the morning, mix the dough by hand, be ready for breakfast. We locked out, we slept till 7. We didn't have that kind of thing. But we had to work on every day. There was no 8-hour day. You work until your father said time to wait for home. Way of life. Now, when my father came back, opened his guitar shop, but the Hawaiians were all making plain ukulele. You could sell the guitar to the Portuguese, but they were the independent. They brought it to us. Who was this Hawaiian saying they had a big guitar? They refused to buy. Consequently, my father was faced with what we call going broke or bankruptcy because he couldn't make any money to buy food for his stomach. His friend said, "You gotta make ukulele, Sam, like us." So my father started making ukulele. Same way, 10 years down the road, came up with the shape. Showed it to his friends like you. Someone said, "Sam, looks like a pineapple." Another guy was an artist and I painted. Okay, my father was given credit right off the bat for the design of a different shape for painting ukulele. However, the biggest thing he never got credit for, if you're an ukulele player, I saw a couple of people playing ukulele, it's the sound. The sound from the ukulele based on this ukulele. The dog with fleas, my dog has fleas. This is the one. This ukulele show on Antique Road Show 4 years ago. They played it priceless. My wife's watching programs. Take it out of the showcase, lock it up. I said I can't. I use it every day to show people. This is the sound. This is the sound that every ukulele maker in the world shoots for. My brother and I were drafted in Second World War. And this was right after my father had included us in the business as Kamaka and Son. We got drafted 6 months after we became owners in the business. But when we were in, we knew we didn't have to go back work for my father. GI Bill, we went to college. My father refused to talk to us, send us money, or see us. As far as we're concerned, we're cut out. But in 1953, on his deathbed, he had nobody to pass a business on. He had no daughters. All he had was 2 sons. Now his friends were all going out of business. So well, they were all out of business. His contemporaries, his 7 friends who had started. So he called us home, and I had gone back in the military, Korean War, and my brother was working on his PhD. 6 months to get his PhD in a lifetime job, being paid for by Department of Agriculture, Washington, D.C. Can you imagine? He just made 90. And he would be still getting paid for my tax money? Can you imagine that? Oh, that hurt me. We had the factory workers, the wood, and good credit rating, but there were only 2 banks, so I had money available. And so the result is we stayed in business. My brother never did go back and finish. Never got in on the easy money. So, like I say, I told you how our sons got interested in the business. Now we have 11 grandsons. And we hope that at least 4 or 5 will take it. Well, the oldest one he just came up to me. The oldest one just graduated from college. He's been busy working every summer here. See, you can't put the kids to work because you got to be 18 years of age. However, how do we get these young guys trained? Well, we like to get them to know something in high school. Well, when we make custom ukuleles, our sons and our grandsons, they're not on the payroll. So they can come in because you make customs after work, at night, or on the weekends. And there's nobody else around. They're not on the payroll, but they can learn. Now this first one actually learned, when he went to college, he came back every summer, worked here. He's a professional musician. Well, he's close to a professional musician also. So we know he's interested. The second one. He was in food service, waiter, dishwasher, assistant cook, assistant baker, cook at Waikiki restaurant. He's in Italy, learning Italian cooking. I said, forget him. Now, he's going to be a chef or he's going to be a restaurant owner. He's not going to be interested in. But the third one was working with my sons and learning. He's graduated this year from high school. But he got appointed and accepted at West Point. And he's going to stay in the military. Forget him. But we got 8 more. We still got 8 more coming up. From those, we hope we get at least 3.